lesson, we come to know the answers for all these questions. Okay, we will discuss what are those important questions. First one. What happens if there is no land on the surface of the earth? Second question. What happens if there is no soil on the surface of the land? Third question, very important question. If there is no human being on the surface of the earth, what will happen? What is the situation on the surface of the earth as well as solar, family and universe? Okay, my fourth question is, we have land, we have soil as well as we have human beings, but if you don't have any technology, what will happen? What is the future? What is the current situation of present generation? For example, technology, electrical power. If we don't have any electrical power, what is the future? What is our present scenario? If we don't have internet, what is the scenario of present generation? If we don't have any communication networks, or if we don't have any transport sector, for example, now we have different types of transport sectors. What are those? We know land transport, water transport and air transport and pipeline transport we have. But if we don't have any technology, what is the future or our present scenario of current generation? Okay, coming to fifth point, it is also very important. Fifth question, that is, why in India, in the worldwide, see, some countries are very developed. For example, Western countries are very developed, but Eastern countries are not developed very well. Why? What is the reason behind it? Why some countries are developing? Why some countries are already developed? Why some countries are not developed very well? We will discuss. Coming to sixth question, everybody knows about it. That is UK, United Kingdom. In colonial era, it conquered nearly hundreds of countries. How could it conquer the hundred above countries or small countries? What is the main agenda behind it? We need to discuss about it. One more last point, that's not least, that is very good question. The thing is, some countries are developed. So these developed countries are responsible for the ecological imbalance. What are those ecological problems or ecological imbalance? Some problems are there. What are those? Global warming and ozone depletion and environmental pollution. Okay, these are the implications or bad words, impact of development. But thing is, these developed countries are responsible for the environmental degradation or ecological imbalance. But the consequences are facing by the underdeveloped countries only. Underdeveloped countries are poor countries. Why? These countries are facing these problems. So, after completion of our chapter, that is chapter 1, what is that? Resource and development. After completion of this chapter, we come to know answers for all these questions. Is it clear? See, these are the very important questions, but everybody needs to know the answers for these questions. But only after this completion of first chapter, we come to know the answers for all these complicated and tough and interesting questions. Okay, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about 5 important topics. What are those? It is also containing nearly 6 important subtopics. What are those? What is the importance of those subtopics? We need to discuss. resource development and resource planning in India. And one more important topic, that is equitable distribution of resources, and one more important topic, that is sustainable development, that is ST, sustainable development. And there is a relationship between the resource and development. What is that relationship between resource and development? What is that kind of relationship? We need to discuss it here. We will discuss very detailedly. Coming to last subtopic in the resource and development, that is in colonial era, condition of India and UK. Okay, coming to fourth subtopic, that is conservation of resources. See here, in this topic, we need to discuss about reasons for the depletion of resources and conservation methods. In this conservation method, we need to discuss three more important topics. That is the opinion of Gandhiji regarding resource conservation, and second one, Earth Summit 1992 and global level conservation of resource. Okay, coming to fifth subtopic, that is land as a resource. What is that? Land as a resource. In this subtopic, we need to discuss three more important points. That is types of soils, types of lands, land is land cover pattern in India. Okay, and land degradation, how land is going to degrade it. And finally in this topic, final subtopic is, that is land conservation activities, how land is going to degrade it and how we are going to conserve the land. Fifth subtopic is, fifth one, that is soil as a resource, how soil is becoming a resource. And in this subtopic, important point is types of soils, and then conservation, soil degradation or soil erosion. Final one is soil conservation. Is it clear? These are the subtopics in our chapter. First one is introduction about the resource. In this introduction, we need to know about what is resource, what is the definition for the resource, and second one, development. What is development? Some academics says development is different definition, and some other mathematicians say development definition for another example. But here in our geography, we give some beautiful definition for the development. What is development? We will discuss in introduction. Coming to types of resources. In this subtopic, we need to discuss about how many types of resources are there, how they are classified into different sectors. Is it clear? Okay. This is very important topic in our entire class 10th geography. Why? Okay. It is the first topic. Coming to chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, 6, 7. See, second chapter is wildlife and forest resources. Third chapter is water resources. Fourth chapter is agriculture. Fifth chapter is mineral and energy resources. Sixth chapter is manufacturing seventh chapter is lifelines of national economy. These are the remaining chapters. What I am saying is, this chapter 1 is key for the or heart of the all these remaining chapters. If you understand this chapter, we can understand these upcoming chapters very easily. Why it has become very easy and why it is having this much of importance in our geography class 10. See the second chapter, wildlife and forest resources. Resources. Our chapter title is resource and development. See, water resource. Here also same resource. Agriculture. Agriculture is also belongs to the, what is that? Without seed. If there is a fifth subtopic, that is land as a resource. Sixth subtopic, that is a soil as a resource. See here, without land, can we cultivate anything? Is it possible? Without soil, can we cultivate anything? See here, it is not possible. So here, it has given so much of details about the land resources and soil resources. If we know detailedly here, we can understand this chapter, agriculture chapter, very easily. Because I will give you one more clue. That is, in this agriculture chapter, we need to discuss about 15 major crops. 15 major crops. What are those? They may come under cereals, pulses, and other crops also. Here, we need to discuss about geographical distribution of crops. And one more point, soil, which is suitable for the cultivation of particular crop. Are you getting my point? We need to discuss each and every crop and its suitable land or its suitable soil. See here, what we are discussing here in last subtopic, that is the soil as a resource, we need to discuss here as a types of soils. So each type of soil containing its different special characteristics. The special characteristics are suitable for the particular crop only. So then only, if you understand the topic, we can understand the agriculture chapter. Otherwise, it's become miserable. Okay, coming to fifth chapter, that is mineral and energy resources. Okay, what are minerals? What are energy resources? Okay, for example, iron is a mineral, copper is a mineral, zinc is a mineral. Where from we are collecting? We are collecting from the land only. Land. Without land, there is no mineral resources. See here we need to discuss about land is land cover. If you understand this topic, subtopic, land resources, we can understand mineral and energy resources very easily. Is it clear? Coming to manufacturing industries, it is very important and interesting topic also. Manufacturing industries. Industries comes under secondary activity. Okay, see here, land and soil promote the and support the primary activity. Primary activity. What is primary activity? Agriculture or mining or fishing. These are comes under primary activity. Primary activity. What is the final product there? That is the raw material for the secondary activity. So in the secondary activity, what we do? We take raw material from the primary sector and we convert it to finished good or useful product. This is the system of manufacturing industries. Are you getting my point? So without land, without soil, we can't cultivate or we can't produce raw material for the manufacturing industries. So that two topics plays main important role in this manufacturing industries also. Coming to seventh chapter, that is the final chapter, that is comes under lifelines of national economy. What are the lifelines of national economy here? It is a tertiary sector. That is transport. We have three types of transports. What are those? Landways, waterways, and airways, and pipeline also. We are transporting milk and some other petrol like liquids in pipelines. These are comes under transport sector or tertiary sector. They may consider as a lifelines of national economy. Is it clear? So see here, all these are happening, are going on Are you getting my point? Okay, that's what it is playing. It is means chapter 1 is playing very crucial role. It means it's playing very important role. If you don't understand this chapter, we cannot understand the remaining chapters also. It means we cannot understand the core of the particular chapter. That's what it is playing. Chapter 1 is playing very important role. So that's what we are doing now. We are explaining and we are discussing each and every topic, subtopic and line by line. Is it clear? Okay. Can I read? In introduction chapter, we need to discuss about what is that? First point. What is resource? What is resource? Or definition for the resource. Second point, that is conditions for anything to become a resource. To become a resource, there is a condition. What is that condition? We will discuss. That is CET. Set. What is set? We will discuss. Coming to third point, we need to discuss about one more point, very important point. That is, who is the creator of all these resources? Who is the creator? And fourth one, why he is creating or they are creating resources. Final point, fifth point, interdependency between nature, technology and institutions. Is it clear? Okay. Is it visible to you? Last point. Okay. What is resource? Definition for the resource. You know, our chapter is also starts with resource and development. Resource in the sense, anything which is satisfying your need, that may comes under resource. For example, see, it is a resource for me. It is also resource for me. What is the use of this one? To write. It is fulfilling my need. It is satisfying my need. What is that? For writing purpose I am using. For cleaning purpose I am using. For amplifying, what is this? This is mic. For amplifying my voice I am using this mic. It is also satisfying my need. That's what it comes under, definitely resource. Okay, we discussed about it. One more thing. What is that? Condition for the anything to become a resource. What is that condition? Set. What is set condition? CET. Set stands for, C stands for culturally acceptable, E stands for economically accessible, and T stands for technically accessible. So, what are those? What is the definition for the set rule? We will discuss. First thing, see here, CET. It is a conditions. If you fulfill this, if you satisfy this set rule, anything should become a resource. What is the set rule? C stands for, already we discussed. What is that? Culturally acceptable. What is this culturally acceptable condition? I give some example, then you may also satisfy. For example, I am a scientist. I am preparing a nuclear bomb or a hydrogen bomb. Is it resource for the country or is it resource for the any state? Is it resource for my family? Okay, it is resource for me. I invented it, but it leads to destruction of a country or it leads to disputes between different countries. That's what it's not become a resource. Why? Because here our culture, Indian culture is or old culture is not accepting my invention or my resource as a resource. Why? Because it is not satisfying and the culture is not accepting my source as a resource. Why? Because it leads to distraction of many people and many countries. It takes so many people's lives, innocent people's lives. That's what it is not accepting. Okay, I give one more example. What is that? See, in our class also some boys are there, girls are there. Boys likes to wear saris or chudidar. They likes to wear it. But thing is, they can wear. But if they like, they can wear. But thing is, our culture is not accepting that. People likes to wear saris. It means boys can wear saris also. But our culture is not accepting. It means the sari is sari or the what is that? The kurta. Sorry, Punjabi is not resource for the boys. Why? Because our culture is not accepting it. That's what it's not become a resource for the boys. Okay, some boys are there, very cute boys. They want to use lipstick. So they can use it. But our culture, Indian culture is there. It is not accepting. So it is not resource for the boys. Is it clear? Okay, one more example I give you and I conclude it. You know, in India we have nearly 700 types of tribes are there. 700 types or kinds of tribes are there. Some kinds of tribes are there. They used to live in hilly regions. Actually, they don't like to wear anything. It means they don't like to wear clothes. What they do? They protect their skin by using other products like animal skin and leaves. So I want to establish one cloth showroom in tribal area. Is it possible to establish any industry there, cloth industry? Why? Because it is not resource for these people, tribal people. Why? Because their culture is not accepting clothes. That's what it's not becoming resource for the tribal people. You know, in Assam, very good example. In Assam, Gauhati area, still some people are there, tribal people. There is a one mela. Mela means like it is a seasonal market. In those seasonal market, what they do, what they cultivated in their lands, they brought here and they used to exchange goods. That is called barter system. In this barter system, what they do, they exchange goods. That's it. They don't use any money. This barter system is still going on there. You know, we are using different types of money. What is that? Coins. What is that? Notes and plastic notes. And also we are advanced. We are using Google Pay, Phone Pay, and GPay and other pays also. But thing is, coming to here, our money, our currency, our Google Pays, Phone Pays, all are useless here. Why? Because these are not resources for these tribal people. They are still following the barter system, exchanging goods. Are you clear about this? Okay. It is about cultural acceptance. If the culture accepts, then only it becomes a resource. Otherwise, it doesn't become a resource. Okay. Coming to next point. What is that? Economically feasible. Second condition. Economically feasible. What is economically feasible? Feasible means affordable. It should have some economical value. Then only it becomes a resource. For example, the general water bottle cost, nearly 1 liter cost, water bottle cost is 10 rupees to 20 rupees. It may vary. It is also a resource for the people nowadays. You know, we don't carry any water bottle with us. Wherever we want, we can purchase. Is it clear? 20 liters, 20 rupees or 10 rupees. You know, I want to make a special business. What is that? I want also prepare some water bottles. I want to purchase. I want to start a new business. That is water bottle business or water business. But what I am doing, I am collecting water from clouds directly. I am collecting water from clouds directly. That's called cloud seeding. Actually, wherever we are groundwater or surface water or runoff water we collect it. But directly I am collecting from the clouds. So the cost varies. Cost is varies. It means each water bottle cost at least 200 to 2000 rupees. So the investment also very high. That's what the price also very high. So this is not resource for the common people in India. Why? Because it is a developing country. The people are not affordable, and some other countries are there. Those are developing countries. Those people also not able to purchase these water bottle. That's what it is not becoming resource for the particular country or particular people, particular section of people. Are you getting my point? It is called economically feasible. It means it should be the resource should be in the affordable prices only. Otherwise, it's not becoming a resource for the people. That is second rule. Coming to third rule, that is technologically accessible. Any resource that should be in our limits. In our limits in the sense, our technological limits. What is our technological limits? It should be accessible to our technology. For example, if you want to use my mobile, you should have accessibility. What is that? I have a password for this. If you have password, if you know my password, you can utilize it. If you want to use my Insta ID, you need access. How can you get access? With password only. Otherwise, you don't get access. It means here also it should be available for the this resource is available for the or accessible for the our present technology. Otherwise, it doesn't become a resource. I will give a simple example from geography. That is, very well about it. Earth has 3 layers. What is that? Crust. Second layer, mantle. Third layer, core. We know. Core is made up of nickel and ferrous or iron. Is it clear? Okay. It is also valuable metal. Nickel is a valuable metal, ferrous is also valuable metal, and iron is also very valuable metal. But we can extract it. If you extract it, if you prepare iron from this core, it's become a valuable resource. But the thing is, what is the temperature of our core? What is the room temperature? Nearly 35 degrees. What will happen if it reaches to 50 degrees? What will happen if it reaches to 100 degrees Celsius? Can we live? Can we survive? Is it possible? Okay, imagine. What is the temperature of core here? What is the temperature of core? Nearly 6000 degrees Celsius. Imagine it. Can we go there and can we collect that material? Is it possible? It is a summer. We cannot bear the 45 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Celsius. But there is a resource where nearby 6000 Celsius. Can we go there and can we collect it? It's become very difficult. What is the distance between here to here? Can you guess? Nearly 3734 kilometers is there. So, we are digging up to 12 kilometers or 13 kilometers for gold mines or coal mines. We are digging up to 13 kilometers only. But nobody wouldn't reach here. Why? Because the temperature is increasing. Every 34 kilometers, the temperature is increasing. So, if you reach here, it's become 6000 Celsius. So, it is not possible to go there and to collect iron. It means, see here, what I am saying is technically accessible. It should be in our limits. What is our limits? Technically accessible. But it is not accessible for the present technology. That's what, it's not a resource for the present generation. Maybe future generations may be develop technology and they may collect iron from core. They can utilize it. But our present technology is not accessible. That's what it is also need to satisfy this rule. What is this rule? Technologically accessible. See here, some resources are there. We can access it. For example, coal. We can access it, we can utilize it. And iron. We have technology to access it and extract it. And gold also there. Gold mine, KGF, already we discussed. KGF, Koran gold mine. It is Karnataka. So it is also accessible. With the help of present technology, we can access it, we can utilize it. Okay, it is satisfying our set rule. Okay, what is that? First, what we said, what is the resource? Resource means anything, 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 anything that is anything that may, if it is satisfy your need, then it may consider as a resource. But it has to fulfill set rule also. And then only it become resource for our present generation. Okay. One more important question is also here, that is, who is creating all these resources? Who is creating? Some people are saying God has created. So many religious people, every religious book is saying about their God's existence, and He created all the resources for the human beings. But thing is, but God has any role in this resource creation. There are two types of resources. First resource is natural resource. Second resource is man-made resources. If you see any map, anything, then we can see natural resources. What are those natural resources? Land. For example, land. It may consider as a lithosphere. And water, hydrosphere. And atmosphere, air. And biosphere. These are the creation of the nature. And what are the man-made creation? What are the man-made resources? See here, roadways, railways, buildings, industries. All this comes under man-made features or man-made resources. These are two types. Okay, coming to man-made resources, who created it? Human being. Why we created? To fulfill their needs. What are those needs? What are those important needs? You know, everybody knows about it. What that is? Need is the mother for all innovation. So he invented for their needs. Is it clear? So why he is creating all these resources? Very important question also. The general thing is, for the creation of these resources, the main thing is for development only. What is the development? For economical development only. You know, I created this, or I invented this marker. What I am doing? I produce so many goods like this, so many markers like this. I should sell in the market and I get some profits. After getting profits, I become a rich person. So it means economically development. So for economical development, human beings are using resources and they creating resources for their development. Okay, there is one more relation. It is very good and very important point. What is that? There is a interdependency and interdependency among the nature and technology and institution. What are those relations? Why those relations are very important for the creation of any resource? We will see here, human doesn't create any resource. But we have been discussing about human beings are creators of resources. But he is not creating. Just he is converting this material into defined shape or defined format. That's it. For example, see, there is a nature. Human being is not creating any resource. Just he is converting its form only. Okay, we will discuss. There is a technology. Already we discussed what is technology. And there is a institutions. So here, for example, see, it is a duster. What is human being? See here, human being is not creating any resource. What he is doing? He is collecting raw material from nature. With the help of technology, he is collecting it. And with the help of institutions in the sense industries, with the help of industries, he is producing so many dusters. Is it clear? He is not creating, he is converting particular material into useful material. That's it. So what he is doing? He is producing so many dusters and he is transporting this material with the help of transport sector or tertiary sector. transporting all these materials to the markets. From markets we are purchasing these material and we are utilizing it. Example duster. For example, notebook. See notebook. One more example. It is very reliable example. See notebook. Notebook. This human being. See, he is the center of the creation of all resources. What he is doing? He is collecting raw material. What is the raw material for the notebook? Plant. He is collecting plant from the nature. With the help of technology, he is cutting and all these things. He is exporting to industry. What industry is doing? It is doing some process and it's making paper. This paper is transported to different markets. From markets we are purchasing and we are utilizing for the purpose of writing something and getting marks. Is it clear? What is doing here? Just with the help of technology, the human being is approaching the nature and converting into different types of resources. If there is no technology, what is the position of human being? Nothing. He is also one of the animal. If there is no technology. In the olden days already we discussed in history also. Man is a social animal. Same thing. If there is no technology, it doesn't approach the nature, we cannot convert it into raw material or plant into a paper. There is a science, there is a technology, there is an institution. Then only he can approaching and he is creating the resources. Why he is creating all the resources? For economical development. Is it clear? The outline of this introduction. What is resource? Is it clear? What is the central? Is it satisfying or not? What is the interdependency between the human being, technology and institutions? Okay, who is creating these resources and why he is creating these resources? Is it clear? Can we go for further topic? That is